In Africa, the cradle of mankind's birth, powerful kingdoms rose, a story of worth. From ancient times to the Middle Age, a continent's tale, a captivating stage. With deserts hot, the Sahara stands tall, and Nile's great river through nations it does sprawl. A youth-filled land, the youngest population, diamonds and cocoa from its fertile foundation. Exemplary leaders, their legacy told. Nkrumah, Mandela, their spirits bold. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, our first female leader, so wise. From Liberia's democracy, where freedom lies. Aliko Dangote, an entrepreneur's might. Wealthiest in Africa, a beacon of light. With refinery brand, his vision so vast. A symbol of progress, an icon to last. Namlolwe and Nyanza, a freshwater gem, reflecting the dreams of many a gem. A continent of superlatives, it's true, with vibrance and vigor, a future anew. If history has shown such stars of grace, in Africa's embrace, new legends will trace. Let courage and dreams unite as one for a brighter tomorrow where greatness is spawned. In this beautiful, colorful, and friendly domain, greatness awaits, where hopes shall not wane, where tales of triumph weave a tapestry. Welcome to Today in African History. Honestly, I don't know how to describe the man pictured here. Child prodigy is one phrase that comes to mind. Genius. He was a bit of a recluse as well. He was shy. He was a nerd. I don't know if you have nerds who are musicians, but certainly a nerd. But when he got on the dance stage, when he went out to perform, it was as if some sort of spirit had taken over his body. His dance steps were just something else. Absolutely talented human being. Of course, it's Michael Jackson, one of the most iconic singers of his generation, was born on this day in 1958. He was the 8th of 10 children born to Joseph Walter and Catherine Esther. At the age of 5, he became the lead singer of his family band named the Jackson 5, which included him and his 4 older brothers. The band quickly became popular and began touring and performing at clubs, high schools, and talent shows. Some of their hits included I Want You Back, ABC, and I'll Be There. In 1979, Michael released his first solo album called Off the Wall. It became the first album by a solo artist to have 4 top 10 singles, including Don't Stop Till You Get Enough and Rock With You. The album peaked at number 3 on the Billboard 200 charts and ended up selling 20 million copies worldwide. It won him 3 American Music Awards, 2 Billboard Year-End Awards, and 1 Grammy Award. His next album was Thriller, released in 1982. which had 7 top 10 singles, including Beat It, Billie Jean, and Thriller. It stayed at the top of the Billboard 200 charts for 37 weeks and remained in the top 10 position for 80 consecutive weeks. That is about 1.5 years. It reached diamond status in the United States, becoming the best-selling US album of all time, as well as the best-selling album in the world. It won Michael numerous AMAs, Grammy Awards, and Billboard Awards, among others. Of course, as you probably know, Michael Jackson is no longer with us. He died incredibly 14 years ago, the 25th of June 2009. It's hard to believe that Michael Jackson has been gone for that long. He was an incredible singer, a very talented singer, very soft-hearted, childlike, and even childish sometimes, But that was Michael Jackson for you, the inimitable Michael Jackson, who was born on this day in 1958. In my mind, the greatest musician who's ever walked the surface of the earth. Next, on this day, the first African American driver in Nascar, Wendell Oliver Scott, was born. The year was 1921. He was born in Danville, Virginia, United States of America. Scott was also the first African American to win in the Grand National Series, which is now called the Sprint Cup Series. He won this race on the 1st of December 1963 at Speedway Park in Jacksonville, Florida. Just as Jackie Robinson faced racism for breaking the color barrier in baseball, Scott faced the same types of obstacles in NASCAR racing because he was an African American. His perseverance, talent, and hard work took him across the finish line in the end as a legendary champion in the history of NASCAR racing. This is evidenced by his being posthumously inducted in the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2015. Scott died in Danville, Virginia on the 23rd of December 1990 at the age of 69. So, an African American NASCAR legend, Wendell Oliver Scott, born on this day in 1921 in Danville, Virginia, United States of America. When you read about these people who had to endure and sometimes fight off racist people, it's a testament to their strength of character. Some of them did this without bitterness, At least I remember Mandela when I talk about bitterness. Yeah, he didn't start that way. He's a human being. He got angry. He did things that he probably regretted. But somehow, somewhere in that prison cell, Mandela changed. He probably read a lot of books about famous people who had come before him, who had endured a lot of hardships. And these people were not bitter. They were not bitter. And Mandela learned from that. We owe it to ourselves as well as Africans. It's difficult when you're facing racism. Try and remain calm. No one says you should just turn over and let people screw you over. But try and remain calm, because anger and fighting and hatred and bitterness does no one no good in the end. That is just the truth. Handle racism with calmness of spirit, Handle these people with disdain. You don't need to fight back physically. You can fight with a pen. You can fight with your mouth. You can make them look small, make them look like, what are you talking about? You're a human being like any other person, as an African person. Hold your head high like an African. Hold your head high and proud. Work hard, work smart. Do your thing. Do not depend on other people to come and set you free. Work hard, work smart, and one day we will all be free as Africans. We will not feel like some other person, in some other culture, some other skin color is better than us. No one is better than you as an African man or woman. No one, absolutely no one. We're all created equal by the same divine being. Every single one of us. It's what you do while you're here as an African, or while you're on earth, while you're on terra firma. That is what determines your destiny. What you do while you're here. That is one of the purposes of this channel, guys. To encourage us so that we can push forward as Africans. Bring Africans all over the world together so we can build a dynamic Africa. We can do it as Africans. We've got what it takes. If others who have gone before us have done it, why can't we? We've come from great kingdoms. Look at our antiquity, look at our history. We had powerful kingdoms thousands of years ago. Is there any reason why we can't do that now? We are Africans, we are strong, and we will conquer. Last but not least, on this day, this beautiful lady here, whose name is Dinah Washington, a popular African-American singer from the 1950s, who sang jazz, blues, R&B, and pop, was born. The year was 1924. She was born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, but moved to Chicago at a very young age. Her birth name was Ruth Lee Jones. Her first exposure to music stemmed from the church, where she learned to play the piano and sing gospel music. Her first song was Ain't Misbehaving, and it was a huge hit. It was followed by several others such as Am I Asking Too Much?, Baby, Get Lost, I Wanna Be Loved, and Cold, Cold Heart. Several of her songs reached number one on the R&B, pop, and other contemporary charts. She sang blues, jazz, pop, and covers. Her music was so popular that between 1948 and 1955, she had 27 top 10 hits in the R&B charts alone. She also collaborated with several other artists such as Clifford Brown, Clark Terry, Cannonball Adderley, and Ben Webster. Her first pop hit was a cover of the song What a Difference a Day Made. Wow, I know that song, What a difference a day made. She also sang duets with Brooke Benton, two of which became big hits. One was Baby, You've Got What It Takes, which reached number 5 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. The second was A Rockin' Good Way to Mess Around and Fall in Love, which reached number 7 on the pop charts and number 1 on the R&B charts. Once again, pictured here is the beautiful Dinah Washington, who was born on this day in 1924. Place of birth, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, United States of America. That brings us to the end of another edition of Today's Today in History. The edition was that of the 29th of August. So these are the important things that happened in our history on this day. Thanks for joining us. If you are here for the first time, welcome to the family. Subscribe to the channel if you like what we're sharing here. Turn on your notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever we drop a video. If you haven't shared the video yet, share the video to like-minded people so that we can all grow together. Like the video as well. It will help the algorithm to discover the video and send it out to like-minded people. If you are a returning visitor and you like what we're sharing, you've been enjoying our videos over the last few weeks and months, and you haven't subscribed yet, do us a favor, subscribe to our young fledgling channel. It's still young, it's still fledgling. Help us grow. That would be very, very much appreciated. Take care of yourself until tomorrow. Bye bye for now.